Join us as Carl Peverall introduces the fabulous statue, the Eyrie.
Congratulations, you've made it to the last piece. It's amazing. This piece is called Eyrie, referring to like an eagle's nest, the eagle's eyrie. Think of this as the little nest and the egg in it. This stone was an interesting parkway right at the entrance to Mount Mitchell State Park. Most of you been to Mount Mitchell before?
Mm-hmm.
It, as often happens, it was just part of a shear that gave away, you know, on those cliffs exposed by the road cut on the parkway. And this one was almost in the road. Part of it was almost in the road, but you can see why someone like myself might be attracted to it. So the manager of the health center where my wife's husband is one of the rangers up there. And it's his responsibility to keep the roads clear up around the park, and he has to come in and push the stones over the mountain and get them out of the way. That's what they do with them when they fall off like that. Now I approached, I said, can I come up there in my trailer and get my gantry out and just put that in and take it away? So he said, well, I'll call Asheville to the main office and just see, get permission. Well, you can imagine with the federal government or state government, it's just not possible for that. You know, the general public is not, they cannot access such things. And they said, you just push that off like you do all of the others. And fortunately, he thought better of it and really wanted to honor my request to get it. And so when he went over there with his truck to push it off, he just put it in the truck. And he brought it 27 miles down to my house and delivered it.
That's pretty nice.
Wow.
I gave him a painting, which he did not expect. But that was so dear.
Wow. What is the rock?
The rock is a type of granite. It's a very, very hard stone. And another thing just about the process of this one, it was about maybe another 18 inches longer, but the 18 inches stuck kind of out, real sharp, not something you could work with to put vertically. So we cut it off to fit this very soft river stone. There was also this big, girthy, maybe about 200 pounds or more of a belly kind of a thing that was right here. That, again, I didn't like that so much, so I drilled holes in here and then chiseled that off and broke that whole section off. So it went from here, it came around, and then went back in. So that whole thing broke off, and then it was like, whoa. This surface here is just
beautiful,
absolutely stunning to me. And this is where it had been exposed for, you know, maybe thousands of years, and then this is where there was a crack there. I could see that there was a crack there that I was going to try to work with to get that off of there. So here's where the water had been oozing down for many thousands of years probably, and oxidized the minerals in the granite to create these two different surfaces. And then here's a fresh exposed piece. So you get these wonderful little gradations there.
And you never really know how it's going to break off. You're hoping to like it.
Charles was here last night, so it changes as the light changes.
He saw kind of a wolf's nose.
Up on the top.
Oh yeah, I see that too. Wow.
So Ethan, you want to say something?
Yeah, there's just one more thing that Kimberly wanted me to mention.
All right.
Almost 90% of our sculptures are assembled completely by balancing before we pin them all together. So this piece was completely stacked and balancing by itself without any reinforcement whatsoever, and so was almost all of these other pieces, which is kind of a work of art in and of itself, but it also creates such a visual, it will balance by itself, and that's something to remember, because that creates that visual balance for the eye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you ever go to someone's property if they're on a creek, or they think they have some interesting material?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. All the time.
And custom works too.
Yeah, I love doing that. It takes us into a place we've never been, stones we've never considered. You know, we love the landscape. We love seeing new places.
We went to visit a client's property about 3 weeks ago who was interested in one of Carl's sculptures, and he'd never met Carl. Carl had never been to the site, and the three of us walked around. I said, well, we could put one here, 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 but how do you feel? And he walked around. He said, this is the perfect spot. And it was up so that you see it from the house, looking up at this new barn, but it's an old barn. And it's the one, is it Evolution?
Yeah,
the one that has the moss
envisioned
in
this
it.
Evolution piece, was just the first piece that I talked about right away when I saw the property inside, and he has purchased that. We'll be installing that next week.
So enjoy Evolution while you can, because it's going to be part of a lovely estate. And I encourage you all to enjoy all of these statues. They're here. It's just like a brief moment in history, and we find it quite an honor to be their stewards for a few weeks out of the year. So, Carl, thank you so much. I think everyone would like to have some more time with him.
Thank you so much for being here.
Well, Carl Peverall curated 10 of his fabulous pieces. Come and see them at Dovecote.